Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I want to talk to you about the latest batch of news for STO on both PC and console. As always, chapters are listed down below if you want to skip ahead to any specific topic. So the first bit of news here is for console. Console has a Red Alert event that started on February 7th and is running through the 21st. This is a 2-week long Red Alert event, so if you participate for 10 out of the 14 days, you will get an ultimate tech upgrade, a specialization point, and an experimental ship upgrade token. And for those of you not familiar with the Red Alert events, the best way to complete them is to do a Borg Red Alert or Tholian Red Alert each day that the event is active. Those are the quickest options, and if you have a really good build, they can be completed in under a minute. Now, for your patch notes, the first half of it, well, the majority of your patch notes on console are referencing that Red Alert event. And then you guys have some fixes for the Eye of the Storm mission. This is the second to last mission in the Terran Gambit arc. Then you guys have a fix for the V'ger probes kit module. This fix, when it hit PC, actually made the V'ger probes quite good. So if you got the V'ger probes and weren't using them because they were performing poorly, then this patch will have made them actually perform quite well. And then you guys have a couple of minor costume fixes for those of you that care about that stuff. Over on console, there's also a 35% sale on legendary items that started on February 7th and is running through the 14th. In addition, the 10th anniversary bundle has temporarily returned to the console C store. So if you have any bundles that you would like to go pick up, like the 10th, then I would recommend you go and do so while they are available at this discount. If you miss this sale, it's not that big of a deal. You'll probably have another sale just like this within the next 4 to 6 weeks with how often they've been running these things as of late. And the last bit of console news here is that there is a Phoenix event and an R&D week running. So these are also running from the 7th through the 14th. And for the Phoenix event, it is just like any other Phoenix event. I know there's a few typos in this blog, like it references that there's 5 rarities of Phoenix and things like that. Whatever blog they copy pasted this from is from a very long time ago. So there were a few people making comments about there being items missing from the Epic list here, and just a couple of these things being listed wrong. Just know that that is all just a typo. Nothing has actually changed. It's just that the blog that they copied from happens to be from before some of the changes to Phoenix last year. So you can go in and pick up a free Phoenix pack every day through the 14th from the NPC on Drozana or Deep Space Nine. And if you have any R&D packs that you want to go and open up, or you want to work on any R&D schools, it'd be a good time to do so while this event is active, as you'll get a little bit extra for the next couple of days. Over on the PC side of things, we have the changes to pilot bridge officer abilities that I talked about yesterday, and these have now went live on Tribble, and they'll be going live on PC tomorrow morning. And people have already been having a bit of fun with them. They've been finding a few interactions that may not work quite as intended. And some of the notes that I have so far for this is, again, like I said in the initial breakdown video I did for all this stuff, reroute reserves to weapons has the potential to be extremely potent. But one of the big issues people are going to have with it is that it drains your engine power. So I did go over and test this out on Tribble, and what I found is that if you invest in your engine power a little bit via abilities like emergency power to engines, and you have a really high power transfer rate, or EPS, then you can actually keep reroute reserves to weapons up indefinitely if you have enough investment in both of those things. So high engine power will help you out, which you can achieve with emergency power to engines. And for your EPS skill or power transfer rate, with the 6-weapon ship, the Courier Pilot Raider, I was able to keep my weapons up with reroute reserves indefinitely, with about 350% power transfer rate. But if you're on a ship that has 7 or 8 weapons, what I've been seeing people say is that you probably want something closer to like 450 to 500% power transfer rate, maybe a smidge higher if you're on one of the 8 weapon ships that have the ability to run reroute reserves to weapons 3. So it is doable. You're just going to have to invest in power transfer rate a little bit. Now, another ability that I want to talk about here is reinforcement squadrons. And this got a bit of discussion because it's introducing a new approach to potentially boosting pets and things that you summon in. They're trying it out with reinforcement squadrons and will tune it as needed. And some of the numbers that people are getting already with how it's been put over on Tribble are quite crazy. So Brett, with his PvP build, which has a really high accuracy rating, was able to get over 1,000% bonus damage buff to the fighter pets that are summoned by the reinforcement squadron ability. So I do expect Cryptic will probably tune this. I don't know exactly how this performs compared to other pets out there, but I think a lot of you are going to be having some fun with reinforcement squadrons and reroute reserves to weapons when this goes live tomorrow. Like, that damage boost is quite crazy, and I very much could see them going in and tuning that back down just a little bit. Because if they leave it as is, people are going to be really, really buffing these fighter squadron, or the fighter pets that are summoned by this. Okay. Next bit of news for PC is that we have a Klingon recruitment event returning, and this is going to be running from February 16th through March 9th. If you have a Klingon recruit already, you do not need to go out and make a new one. Nothing is being added. This is simply a recruit event rerun. So the only reason an existing player would want to go through and make another Klingon recruit is if they want to try and get the Endeavor points a little bit faster via Klingon recruits. You can get a couple extra Endeavor points by grinding the Klingon recruits, because as you do Endeavor missions on them, it'll build up and give you some additional rewards. It's not much, so that would be the only reason I would go out and make another Klingon recruit if you already have one. But if you have not made a Klingon recruit before, then I would recommend doing so. They have some very, very nice boost, and they unlock some things that are quite nice account-wide. The most notable of which is a tier 6 ship, the M'Challa Refit Bird of Prey. Now, this is a T6 in name only. It doesn't actually have any specialization abilities on it. But what it does have is the Withering Barrage Starship trait. And Withering Barrage is the extension trait for the Cannon Scatter Volley firing mode. So if you're a budget player and you want to make a really budget, like DPS build, then you would want to go through and unlock this ship to get Withering Barrage on any character you want it on. Cannon Scatter Volley is the highest performing energy firing mode in the game. A lot of people do not like it though, because they don't like the visuals of it, because it looks like your cannons are missing quite a bit with how the effects are. But if you're like a really brand new player or budget oriented, this is a very good ship to go unlock, and you can unlock it with like an hour of playtime on one of these Klingon recruits. You unlock it really early in the story missions that you're doing. So definitely take advantage of that if you're a new player or somebody on a budget. That's a really good trait to have on account unlock. And lastly, we have the PC patch notes for tomorrow. This is basically just all of the pilot stuff reposted into the patch notes. And there are a couple of known issues. Some of the pilot abilities are not quite working as intended. So Coolant Ignition 2 and 3 do not display at ignition damage in their descriptions. And the fighters summoned by the Reinforcement Squadron ability do not use all of the abilities they are intended to use. So those Reinforcement Squadrons that I had just talked about, that people are scaling up quite high, they'll be able to do a bit of damage, but there will be some of the abilities that those pets have that they are not going to be utilizing for the initial period here until they fix that. And the only other thing I guess I want to mention here today is just a reminder that there is still a couple days left on the T6 coupon giveaway on the Builds Discord and my Discord. Both of these Discords are linked in the description down below. And if you're on PC, these are two different giveaways, two different opportunities for you to potentially win a T6 coupon. So make sure to check out both of the Discords, go to the giveaways channel in both, and enter by hitting this blue party icon emote under the post, and you will be entered for a chance to win. Now, quite a few people have won, so your odds aren't great, but yeah, it's still worth at least trying to go in there and enter for. Again, there's one on the Builds Discord, and there's another over on my Discord. That's going to be it for today. Again, thank you to all members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys soon.